wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. My name is Rundingcara, and I'm the Sulh officer assigned to conduct today's Sulh session. Firstly, thank you Sarina and Encik Farid for attending today's meditation. I understand that coming here after the divorce may not be easy, and I appreciate all of you for your willingness to resolve the matter peacefully. Before we begin, may I confirm your identity?
Good morning. I am from Sarina Good morning. I am Farid bin Hassan.
Thank you. How both of you today?
Alhamdulillah, I am fine. I'm also fine.
Alhamdulillah. I hope today's session can help both of you resolve the dispute in a respectful manner. Although your marriage has ended, both of you remain important parents to your three children. Therefore, I encourage all of you to communicate openly and respectfully throughout today's discussion. Before we start, allow me to explain the Sulh process. Today's session will be divided into several parts. First, each party will be giving the opportunity to explain his or her concern without interruption. Second, we will identify the issue that need to be discussed together. If necessary, I will conduct a private meeting known as causes with each of you separately. Finally, if both of you reach an agreement, the terms will be recorded in writing and submitted to the Sharia Court. Do both of you understand the process?
Yes, I understand.
Yes. I would also like to remind both parties that Sulh has many advantages. Everything discussed today is confidential, the session is informal, and allows both parties to communicate directly. It saves both time and legal expenses. Most importantly, if the party is forced into a decision, the final agreement depends entirely on both of you. The objective is to achieve a solution that benefits everyone. Before we proceed, there are several rules we should follow. Firstly, please speak respectfully. Do not interrupt each other while someone is speaking. Please listen carefully, even if you disagree. Use polite language and switch your mobile phone to silent mode. Lastly, please cooperate throughout the mediation process. Do both parties agree?
Yes, I agree. I also agree.
Thank you. We should proceed now.
Okay, now we will move on to the parties opening statement stage. At this stage, I would like to give both parties the opportunity to explain the matter from your own perspective. I kindly ask that while one party is speaking, the other party listens respectfully without interrupting. After that, I will give the other party the same opportunity to present his or her views. The purpose of this session is not to determine who is right or wrong, but to help me understand the issues clearly, that I can assist both parties in finding the best possible solutions. For Sarina, you may begin.
Thank you. I am claiming 50% share of the house because throughout our 15 years of marriage, I contribute the monthly housing loan repayment for about 12 years. Besides that, I work full-time as a school teacher while also managing the household, taking care of our three children and paying part of our family daily living expenses. As for our joint ASB, saving of 14,000, I also make regular contribution. Therefore, I believe that the savings are the result of our joint efforts. Regarding the Kedua Arus, I paid the down payment myself, and the car is registered under my name. I hope that all my contribution, both financial and non-financial, will be taken into consideration when deciding the division of our matrimonial property. Alright.
Thank you, Puan Selina. I appreciate your explanation. Before I summarize your statement, I would like to ask a few questions to better understand your situation. Throughout those 12 years, did you make monthly contributions toward the housing loan?
Yes, I transfer money every month to Jafari to help pay the housing loan.
Besides contributing to the house payment, what were your main responsibilities at home?
I manage most of the household responsibilities, look after our children, prepare meals, send them to school, and manage our daily household expenses, even though I was working full-time.
Thank you, Puan Selina. I understand that you feel both your financial contribution and your non-financial contribution throughout the marriage should be recognized when dividing the matrimonial property. Have I understood your position clearly, Puan Selina?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you. Let me summarize your positions. You are requesting 50% share of the house and equal division of the joint ESP savings and to retain ownership of the product hours because you paid the down payment and the vehicle is registered under your name. Is my summary correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Puan Selina. Now, I would like to invite Encik Farid to present his statement. You may begin, Encik Farid.
Thank you. I can't deny that Selina contributes to our marriage. However, I pay most of the monthly housing loan installment, maintenance costs, and other expenses related to the house. Therefore, I believe that 30% share would be fair division for her rather than 50%. As for the car, it was money used by Selina, so I believe it should remain with her and does not need to be divided. Regarding the joint SPCB, I'm willing to discuss the matter since we both contribute to the account.
Alright, thank you, Encik Farid. I would like to clarify a few points. You mentioned that Puan Selina contributed towards the housing loan. Do you acknowledge her contribution?
Yes, I do.
Apart from her financial contribution, do you also acknowledge that Puan Selina managed the household and took care of the children throughout the marriage?
Yes, I acknowledge that.
Okay, thank you, Encik Farid. I appreciate your acknowledgement of your former wife's contribution to the family throughout the marriage. Let me summarize your position. You acknowledge that Puan Selina contributed to both the family and the house. However, you believe that your financial contribution was greater. Therefore, you feel that 30% share of the house would be more appropriate. Okay, regarding the product hours, you believe it should remain with Puan Selina because she was the primary user of the vehicle. Okay, as for the joint ASB savings, you still open to further discussion. Have I summarized your position correctly?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Puan Selina and Encik Farid, for the explanation that both of you have shared. Based on what I have heard from both parties, I have identified several key issues that need to be discussed together. To make our discussion more organized, I will list the agendas using neutral language without taking either party side. For the first agenda is the division of the house, inshallah. And the second agenda is the division of the joint ESP savings. Do both of you agree that these are the main issues that should be discussed today?
Yes, I agree.
I'm aware, sir.
Okay, thank you. Before we discuss each agenda in greater detail, I would like to identify some of the matters that both of you actually agree on. Encik Farid, do you acknowledge that Puan Selina contributed toward the monthly housing loan repayments throughout the marriage?
Yes, I acknowledge that she did.
Okay, and do you acknowledge that Puan Selina managed the household and took care of the children throughout the marriage?
Yes, I do acknowledge
of the matrimonial property. Puan Salina, you are still requesting a 50% share of the house. Is it correct?
Yes, because I believe that it's a fair division based on everything I have contributed throughout our marriage.
Oh, thank you. Chief Farid, you still believe that 30% share would be more appropriate?
Yes, I appreciate Salina's contribution, but I pay most of the auxiliary installment in maintaining costs. Therefore, I believe that 30% is a fair share.
But I didn't just help with the housing loan, but I also worked full time, managed the household, took care of our children, and made many sacrifices throughout our marriage. I don't think that 30% share reflects all of my contribution.
Okay, I did not deny any of that. However, financially, I still contribute much more. That is why I believe that 50% claim is too high.
Okay guys, calm down. Thank you both of you. I can see that both of you have different views regarding what would be a fair division of the property. At the same time, I also noticed that neither of you denies the other's contribution. The difference is not whether those contributions existed, but rather how those contributions should be recognized in the division of the matrimonial property. Perhaps at this stage, instead of focusing on who contributed more, we could focus on how both the financial and non-financial contribution made by each of you can be recognized fairly.
I understand, but for now, I still believe that 50% share is fair.
And I still believe that I cannot agree to that claim.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate both of you for expressing your views openly and respectfully. Although there are still differences in your positions, I appreciate the cooperation that both of you have shown throughout this discussion. Since we have not yet reached an agreement regarding the division of the matrimonial property, I would like to suggest both of you that we proceed to the focus session. During that session, I will meet with each of you separately to better understand your concerns, interests, and possible options that may help us move toward a mutually acceptable solution. Would both of you willing to proceed with the focus session?
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Yes, I'm ready as well.
Okay, thank you both of you.
Thank you, Cik Farid. Would you mind waiting outside for about 10 minutes while I speak with Puan Salina privately? Everything discussed during the session will remain strictly confidential unless Puan Salina gives me permission to disclose to you. Okay, certainly. Thank you for waiting, Puan Salina. At this stage, I would like to meet each party separately. This is known as a caucus session. The purpose of this session is to better understand your concern, interests, expectations. So please be assured, everything we discuss here will remain confidential unless you give me permission to share with the other party. Okay, can you tell me what's your biggest concern in this matter?
My biggest concern is securing my children's future. For 12 years, I contribute to the monthly housing loan while working full time. Besides that, I manage the household, took care of our 3 children, and paid the down payment for the 2 hours. I believe my financial and non-financial contribution deserves fair recognition.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I understand that from your perspective, this matter is not only about the value of the property, but also about having your contribution throughout the marriage recognized fairly. Okay, besides receiving a 50% share of the house, what is more important to you?
I want a fair settlement. I don't want to feel that all my sacrifice I made during the marriage have been ignored.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. When I ask the question, if this matter proceed to trial, are you aware that the final decision will be made by the judge based on the evidence presented?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, in that situation, there is no guarantee that the court will award exactly 50%. The court may award a lower percentage or even a higher one depending on its assessment of both financial and non-financial contribution. So, how do you feel about the possibility?
Yes, I understand. That's why I hope we can reach an agreement today instead of going through a late court process.
Thank you. If Encik Farid acknowledge your contribution and offer a reasonable settlement, would you be willing to be consider some flexibility regarding the percentage?
Yes, as long as the settlement is fair, my children's welfare is protected, and my contribution is recognized, I am prepared to compromise.
Okay. Apart from the house, would you be willing to consider the overall distribution of all the matrimonial assets instead of focusing only on one asset?
Yes, if I can retain ownership of the corridor areas and the expenses are divided fairly, I am willing to consider a lower percentage for the house.
With your permission, we only inform Encik Farid that you are open to further negotiation. I will not disclose confidential information that you have shared today.
Yes. You have no question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Puan Sarina. You can wait outside. Thank you for waiting, Encik Farid. Everything discussed in this session will also remain confidential unless you allow me to disclose it. May I know what your main concern is?
I admit that my former wife contributed throughout the marriage. However, I paid most of the monthly installments, renovation costs, maintenance expenses, insurance and property taxes. I don't think a 50% share is reasonable.
Thank you. I understand that your concern is ensuring that your own financial contribution is recognized fairly. Okay, beside the percentage of the house, what is your main objective today?
I want to resolve this matter peacefully. I don't want this dispute to continue because it will also affect our children.
Okay, I appreciate that. Can I ask another question? If this matter proceed to trial, are you aware that the court may also consider your former wife's non-financial contribution in deciding the division of the matrimonial property?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, so there is also possibility that the court may award her more than 30% you are offering today. Would you agree?
Yes, that is possible.
So, if reaching an agreement today could save both of your time, legal costs and emotional stress, would you consider improving your offer?
Yes, I am prepared to increase my offer if we can settle everything today.
Okay, what would you consider to be a reasonable offer?
I am prepared to increase it to 40%. No, 50-40. I also believe the first drivers should remain with Pasadena because she used it to transfer our children.
Okay, thank you. With your permission, I will only inform Pasadena that you will leave to negotiate further.
Okay, yes, you may do so.
Okay, thank you both of you. I appreciate your willingness to cooperate. From our discussion, I can see that both of you have common objective to resolve this matter peacefully, to avoid prolonged litigation, and to ensure the welfare of your children. And let us focus on interest rather than position. Puan Salina initially seeks 50% and Cik Farid initially offered 30%. Perhaps we can explore a middle ground. Okay?
I'm willing to consider my take if my contributions are acknowledged.
I appreciate her sacrifice during our marriage. I am prepared to offer 40% of the net value of the house after deducting the outstanding housing.
Okay, Puan Salina, would this proposal be acceptable?
If I can retain ownership of the product arus and we divide the estate saving equally, I am prepared to accept 40%.
I agree. The car remains under her ownership. The joint SP savings of 40,000 ringgit will be divided equally.
Okay, excellent. Let me summarize the proposal settlement. Okay, the matrimonial house shall be valued by mutually agreed valuer. Okay, after deducting the outstanding housing loan, 14% of the net value shall be paid to Puan Salina. The product area shall remain the sole property of Puan Salina. The joint SP saving of 40,000 shall be divided equally, 20,000 each. Is this summary accurate?
Yes.
Thank you, Puan Salina and Cik Farid. I would like to congratulate both of you for your willingness to communicate openly and respectfully throughout today's conversation. Although both of you began this session with a different position, through discussion and mutual understanding, both of you have successfully reached a settlement that is acceptable to both parties. Okay, let me summarize the final agreement once again. The matrimonial house inshallah shall be valued by the value mutually agreed upon by both parties. After deducting the outstanding housing loan, 40% of the net shall be paid to Puan Salina, and while 16% shall remain with Encik Farid. Okay, the product arus shall remain the sole property of Puan Salina, and the joint ASB saving of 40,000 shall be divided equally, with each party receiving 20,000 ringgit. Do both parties confirm that this summary accurately reflects the agreement reached today?
Yes, I confirm.
Yes, I also confirm.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Since both parties have voluntarily agreed to this, then without any fuss or pressure, I will prepare the draft Sulh agreement based on today's sitting. Once both parties have read and understood the agreement, both of you might sign it. After it's signed, the agreement may be submitted to the court for endorsement subject to the court's approval. On behalf of the Sulh Council, I would like to thank both of you for your cooperation, patience, willingness to resolve this matter amicably. I sincerely hope that today's agreements will bring closure to this dispute and allow both of you to continue fulfilling your responsibility as you do with your children. So for today, thank you for both of you.